This is the one where we talk about anime.
Yep.
So let's talk about anime, Jordan.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Oh, man. Well, we've had another fun week of shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're about 4 episodes in with everything.
Something like that. Like three or four, something-ish.
Yeah,
around there.
everybody's pretty much chosen the shows they're going to watch.
Yeah. And to be honest, I kind of looked at because I was looking at Crunchyroll, like some of the updated, I guess, episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds bad, but a lot of times I'll be interested in watching an anime based on the cover art or based on, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like the picture that they have for it.
For the, like, description.
Yeah. And
I've
to be
done
honest,
that.
I mean, I'm not saying that, like, a lot of shows have been bad, but a lot of shows' art really just doesn't look that interesting to me this season. And so, like, the only one that really looked interesting was Beautiful Bones to me. But some of the other ones I looked at and I was, I kind of told myself, I don't know. And I know it's wrong to judge, like, a book by its cover, judge that whole thing, but
I'm kind of that way with some shows, just because it's like, it's the same way with comics for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, it can have the best story in the world, but if it's not appealing to look at, then I'm not going to really enjoy it.
Exactly.
And I think anime is kind of with that too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because some of these studios, they're just popping out a show each season because they need to pop out a show.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so they're not taking too much time with the animation, unlike Unfathomable. That company is like, we have a budget. Let's just go with it.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's the company that did Fate Zero and the new Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah.
And you saw that animation.
I like it. I like it.
They were like, we have a budget. Let's just have fun with it.
No kidding. I mean, like, I don't know. To me, the kind of anime I like, as far as animation goes, I like a lot of key animes. Of course, obviously, Angel Beats, Clannad, Canon, different stuff like that. But I also like the animation that, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but for shows like Suritama, the animation for that, or the animation for Kokoro Connect was good.
Where the characters aren't too, like, cartoony.
Yeah, exactly. Like the new Digimon that's going to be coming out. I like the anime for that, or for the anime, the
We're just
animation.
going to bring Digimon up every episode until it comes out.
No, I was just bringing it up just for the fact to say that I like the animation style for that.
I saw something for Digimon.
Where it's kind of realistic, So, as far as animation goes, that is definitely the kind of animation I enjoy. Just a little more realistic, kind of like that.
Well, it's like, it's not the generic of, like, and, wah! Like, that weird animation they do.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy chibi sometimes.
Sometimes. It's when it's appropriate. It's like, I read the original Hellsing manga. Yeah. And in the manga, Saris always does this, like, weird, like, bad animation, like, dream sequences. Mm-hmm. And they ended up doing it in Hellsing Ultimate. And I was like, oh, this is great. But my brother, who never read the manga before, had only watched the original show. And he was like, I really liked it, but then it was like the animation just got really cheap. And it's like, well, that's kind of what they did in the manga, and that's what they were going with. But it's like, it takes you out of the moment. Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of with like shows like Fairy Tail and One Piece. It's like, I say it's like a lot. It's like. But anyways, with like One Piece, where the character designs in that are just so abstract.
And over the top, yeah.
Yeah, and over the top and everything that I just can't get into. It's one of those things where I just can't even look at it just because it looks so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I know in Fairy Tail there's like this one cat. It was in one of the episodes. Actually, it was in an arc where it was like a black cat. Not the cat that joins them, but like a cat from the
Gajino's
world.
Cat?
No, not his cat. Not Panther Lily, but
Oh, the one that kept pumping
where
his arm?
Where he kept pumping his arm, and that's how he was drawn. And I'm like, what in the world?
Fairy Tail does that too, and sometimes it does. It takes you out of the moment, even though that's kind of what is it in Fairy Tail? One of the other guilds has that stumpy fat dude.
Oh yeah,
keeps on thinking he's like handsome or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like Parfume.
I remember.
I can't remember his name, but it's like his character design is so abstract
compared to everybody else.
Yeah, that it just every time he shows up, I'm just like,
I mean, he's still a funny character, but I don't know. For me, I'm not really a big fan of the animation, and people are probably going to gasp and be like, oh my gosh, I hate you, Jordan. But I'm not really a big fan of the animation for, like, Gurren Lagann and, like, Kill la Kill. You know, I'm not saying it's a bad series, but I just don't like the animation for it. It's just too cartoony for me.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the whole Gainax style. It's
I know.
Coming from like Fooly Cooly and everything of where things just get crazy. It goes into that weird animation. And yeah, it does.
And everything just goes like ballistic and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it does. It kind of takes you out of the moment of whatever serious moment they're having. But for shows like that, I can kind of forgive only because that's kind of like the whole tone of the show itself.
Yeah, it's really super over the top and just crazy and eccentric and stuff.
It's the whole show is eccentric, so it's going to have the crazy moments. And I guess that's kind of hypocritical when One Piece is kind of doing the same thing. God, I'm just gonna be hating on One Piece today. It sounds like, and we're gonna lose all our listeners because I'm hating on One Piece.
One Piece. The anime that never ends.
Spoiler alert, they're still searching for the One Piece.
I know, right? They're never going to find it.
And there's still no idea of where the fruit comes from.
They're never going to find it. They're never going to find it.
They never explained the Juju fruit or whatever it's called.
Honestly, I haven't even seen like enough of One Piece to know what you're talking about. There's too many episodes.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't think I've actually watched like a full episode. I think I've watched like bits and pieces here and there. And then it's more of what people have told me. I did end up reading the manga though. And it was funny, like when I started reading the manga, it was when they did that time skip. Yeah. So it was like, I jumped in at the right point, I guess. And I started reading and I'm just like, okay, and now I'm bored with it. It's like, oh, this weird animation. It's like, what is it? Clamp. Okay. I love Clamp shows like Chobits and Tsubasa Chronicles and Ray Earth. Yeah. And I love these shows, but again, it's those weird abstract characters and it just kind of takes you out of the moment where they're like long, thin, like body frame and very long arms. Yeah. And it just kind of takes you out. You're like, yeah, it's kind of weird looking.
Yeah. I mean, I did like Chobits though. It was a cool show.
I love Chobits.
The entrance song was good.
Although I agree,
that's gonna be like
the theme song.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one thing I watch every episode. I'm gonna at least say, "Oh, the entrance theme was good for one anime." The theme song was good, dude. If you don't know, I love it. So.
I talk with my cousin a lot about different shows and stuff, and she'll whine. She'll be like, "I love Chobits, but I hate how they destroyed it in the anime show."
Really?
Because apparently, like the manga is like completely different.
Is it? Yeah, but see, I mean, that kind of brings up the question of, is it okay for animes to make their own ending for a show when the manga hasn't ended? Yeah. That's different from the manga, you know? Obviously, Full Metal Alchemist did it for their first show, not Brotherhood, but the original. They made up an ending for it. And people are sitting there saying, "Oh, well, this isn't the ending in the manga," you know. And it's, well, how do you want us to end it? We don't know how we're ending it yet. So how do you we need to bring the show to an end. So what do you want us to do?
Yeah, that's why I like
a cliffhanger. People are gonna complain.
Yeah, it's like that's why you just can't please everybody, because we're coming back to what we talked about last week about how shows are just ending without having like conclusions, and they're like, oh, go finish it in the manga.
Yeah.
And then we complain, oh, why are they just ending it? Now I have to go and buy it, blah, 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 blah. And then now we've got the other shows that are like, and here's your ending. And we're like, oh,
didn't follow the
manga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
But it's like...
People are never happy.
People are never happy, except for Negi fans. Negi fans are the only ones that actually got like a good thing. Because it was like, no one liked the original Negi. That was another one with the cheap animation, and it just looked really bad.
I honestly didn't really like it, to be honest, either. The second...
And then the second one came out where it was like the OVAs that took place in the magical world and everything, and it followed the manga almost to a letter.
I mean, I know, as far as it was Negima, right? That's what it was, okay. Well, I just want to make sure. It's been a while.
That's how I say it, Negima.
It's been a while. I know that for the second season, I really liked it just because it was a lot funnier than the first. The first was just, the animation was kind of poorly done. Everything was super serious, and some of the characters like didn't even talk or have like any screen time.
Well, it was like the very first one. They were, you gotta remember that there's 3 different Negis that came out. There's the very first one that had the horrible animation.
Yeah.
They
had the entrance theme where like all of them were kissing him and stuff. Yeah.
And it was like they followed the manga in that one to about halfway through the series. Mm-hmm. And then they broke away from the manga and did their own story.
Yeah.
But the animation was so bad, and the English dub was just so bad.
It was okay.
It was bad. That was like Naruto ears bleeding bad.
Oh, wow. Wow, we're going that far, huh?
Yeah, what's his name? Greg Aries?
Greg Aries, I think.
Was it Greg Aries that did Negi? And he did like a really bad British accent. So not only is he trying to do a British accent, but he's trying to sound like a little 10-year-old boy.
Well, I mean,
and it just was so bad.
Well, I mean, Greg's got he's got a high voice in general, but I mean, the way I look at it though is, I mean, he did an accent. It's not necessarily doesn't have to be British per se, because it's just the character. So
well, the character's
Britain doesn't exist in Negima, so
yeah, it does.
Does it?
Yeah, that's where he's from. And
wow, I'm an idiot. It has been too long. It's been years since I've seen the show. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's British.
Okay.
That's the reason why he had the British accent, was because he's from England.
Okay. Well. Wow, I feel stupid.
Of course, I say that, but like the Japanese voice actress, I can't really tell if they're doing an accent, so I can't really judge them on it.
I mean,
if you're doing English
British accent,
I mean,
yeah,
you should at least do the accent correctly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just really didn't pay attention, to be honest with you. I just kind of watched the show. This was before, like, I kind of started paying attention to the voice acting, just kind of watch the show just to watch the show.
I think that was when I started falling off of dubs. Really? Was around that time. That was when Funimation was really starting to eat up all the other companies.
Yeah.
And so it's not the Funimation that we have today. It was still the old Funimation that didn't really do that well with their voice actors. So I didn't like anything they were coming out with.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, they definitely have gotten, a lot better. I think it's a lot of improvement has happened as far as like Funimation and just, even other companies in general, I think have definitely improved, because I mean, it's a learning game too, the more you do it, the more you learn and the better you get. So
yeah,
they've definitely been up in their game. That's for sure. So at least I think so.
Oh man, we went into voice acting again.
I mean, it's just, it's so important.
Well, let's see. Let's do a little rewind here. Okay. back to the original thing that I came up or saying about
something about Negima or something?
About the endings and stuff. How Negi actually,
wow,
Negi fans were actually lucky, was because it was like what I was saying. The 3 different series. There was the first one we just went into great detail. Then there was the second one that did the animation looked like the manga. Like all the character designs were almost just like the manga.
Yeah.
But a little exaggerated, but was still very pretty to look at and everything. They still had Japanese voice actors. They were all still there. But it followed the story from the other Negi manga. It's like a Negima ? Exclamation point. And it's a similar story. It's an alternate retelling or something like that.
Something like that, I can't remember.
But since people responded so well to that animation, they were like, you know what? We're just going to release
some OVAs.
Some OVAs that followed the manga you guys all like.
Yeah.
And so it was like all of that story from when they were in the magical world got turned into OVAs, which means it was uncensored. And it was the stories we liked, and it was a good animation.
Dude, and I'm not gonna lie, like, it actually kind of got me confused when I was watching the OVAs. Yeah. Because I watched the first series, then I watched the second series, then I started watching the OVAs.
And you're going, what's going on?
I said, wait a second. I said, when did they get here? You know what I mean? And it seemed like it was skipping. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to remember, but I think they were bundled with the mangas in Japan.
Were they?
I have to check on that, but I'm pretty sure they were bundled with the mangas.
Okay, because
they didn't actually like air or anything.
Okay,
because they're OVAs.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I remember like there was one episode where he was with Chachimaru, the robot girl, and
they all got separated.
Yeah, but it was also showing like flashbacks of events that happened, but the events that happened didn't happen in the OVAs. They were just showing flashbacks of events that happened sometime before the OVAs came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was showing all the stuff from the manga.
So that's what confused me, because I was like, is there an episode that shows this stuff happening? Oh, no, there's not, you know? But, I mean, it was good. It was just really harem-y, you know?
Well, that's with
31 girls.
That's all Akamatsu's stories are, like, all harem-based.
Yeah.
It's like they have to build that harem. And 31. That's what I loved about, because after that, they came out with the Negi movie, where the Negi movie actually came out after the manga ended, and the author said that the movie would have an alternate ending.
Okay.
So, not only did we get, like, the ending the manga reader, or the manga writer wanted, Ken Akamatsu, he wanted this ending, and then
we get the ending.
We get an ending that we're all like, oh, this one's better.
Yay! Yeah. Well, speaking of, like, the girls in Negima, like, which one was your favorite?
In Negi?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I liked the ninja girl.
Setsuna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because she was just so much more powerful than, like,
everybody else. Yeah, I liked, or wait, was it Setsuna, or was it, like, the one with the sword?
Setsuna was the, Kendo girl that was like the lesbian that in love with
Hanuka or whatever.
Kaneko, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so you're talking about the other one.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the actual ninja.
Okay. I know who you're talking about.
Where she looks like she's like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
And like all the other, that's like what the gun girl. There was the gun girl that looked like she was probably almost 30.
Yeah.
And she's in a class of 14-year-olds.
I remember. Man. Now I was gonna say for me, my favorite was probably, I don't know, it's tough. I liked Chachimaru. I thought she was cool. You know, the whole robot thing.
Really liked what Ken Akamatsu did with her.
Mm-hmm.
How actually giving her a soul.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Just proving that, like, you know, everybody would have a soul.
It's on equal terms, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked her. Setsuna was cool. Makie, the girl with the ribbon, like, I thought she was cool with the pink hair. She was kind of she'd always be like, oh, Makie, you're so dumb. It was like, I can't remember.
The, like, 3 girls who were the only ones that seemed like they were 14. And were the only ones that were, like, actually in love with Negi.
Oh.
And I think that was, one of them was Makina. And then, of course, the shy girl.
Yeah.
the Hinata of the character
know,
group.
right?
I can't remember her name.
Dude, let me tell you something that was so funny about that show.
No.
Okay, in the English dub version of the show, right?
All right.
There's an episode where I can't remember her name. It starts with an N, I think.
Nanako?
I can't remember. I think it starts with I'm going to feel dumb if it doesn't, but I already said that Britain doesn't exist.
There's 30 students.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember them all.
So, okay. So, in the English version, when she confesses to Negi,
yeah,
she pretty much is like, "Oh, Negi, I love you more than, like, you'll ever know." And he's just kind of standing there like, you know?
Yeah.
And this one just random kid pops up out of nowhere. He's like 7 years old. And he's just like, "She confessed!" And the mom goes, "Come here. It's none of your business." You know, or something stupid. And it was, dude, I was crying.
The generic, like, little boy getting dragged by his mom.
Yeah, you just hear, it was so funny. I was crying, dude. I was laughing so hard.
Man.
She confessed! Oh, it was so random. Oh my gosh.
I love that we're talking about Negi and everything because I want to talk about the next manga that came out, the UQ Holder, which is basically a sequel to Negi.
Really?
Because it takes place 80 years after Negi ended. And
same universe?
Yeah, it's the same universe. It's after like Mars and Earth are now like connected and everything. So like all the magic is like well known throughout all of Earth and everything.
Yeah.
And it's got like his grandson and everything.
Oh wow.
And
is he still alive?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like they're trying to find Negi or something. Because Evangelion is in it.
Okay.
But like she's older. She's not like the little girl anymore.
I don't think that's her name, but it starts with an E.
Yeah, it's like Evangelion or Evangelion.
It's not Evangelion.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I know, like, I don't know. I can't remember
she's called Yukihime in the new one. So.
Evangeline, I think that's her name.
Yeah, see?
So, it was close.
It was close. But, yeah, she's in it, she's, like, older and everything, but, like, the grandson, like, just, like, confessed to her in the manga.
Oh, wow.
It's the funniest thing. Just
was the little kid there?
No,
she confessed.
But it's funny when we were talking about how building the harem or whatever.
Yeah.
After he confessed, he's starting to build a harem.
Oh wow!
Like she rejected him, and now like all the other like girls
really
around
like
him are popping up out of everywhere.
Course.
Like the class president's granddaughter is there. And everything. I'm like, what?
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Oh my goodness.
Yes, if you're a Negi fan, go read the new manga that came out. UQ Holder.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
UQ Holder.
UQ Holder. I don't know why it's called that. And it's just like the weirdest. I don't even know if that's like the actual name or if that's just what the Americans
call it. But
man, I'm really cracking down on Americans. Okay, I need to get off of cracking down on Americans. We're going to crack down on Japan now.
No.
Because I read, remember a while back about that trade agreement thing that if it went through, like all like Doshinji and stuff would be like over basically?
Really? Oh, maybe.
That might have been with David.
Maybe.
But anyways, I was looking it up because I haven't seen any news on that. And then I read something new today that just like stuck with me. I'm like, are you serious? Because you know how people sue for like the stupidest things?
Yeah.
Apparently a lawyer in Japan is saying it's illegal for people to wear cosplay that's made by somebody else. That is copyright infringement.
Huh? But
if somebody makes you a cosplay for you,
you can't wear it. They have to wear it.
You can't wear it. They have to wear it because it's not considered personal use if somebody else wears it.
Oh, because so he's saying it's copyright against the company.
Yeah,
like,
because
against, like the people
to
that make
wear
the
a cosplay that you made
is personal
use, so it doesn't follow under the copyright infringement.
And so
however,
he's saying if somebody
makes
it's not personal use.
Yeah, if somebody else makes it, even if they don't buy it, if somebody else makes it and you just let them wear it,
yeah,
you're breaking the law.
Well, then that would mean that all cosplay that you would buy is completely copyright infringement.
Exactly.
So that means they can't even sell cosplay.
That's how stupid this are. I was just like, are you freaking
I mean,
kidding
I'm not really
me?
a big cosplayer myself. Actually, I've never really cosplayed at all. But that's dumb.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's, not everybody has the skill and talent to make their own costume,
Exactly.
I mean,
that's the joy of, like...
some people enjoy it, but other people just don't have the time or the resources or, like, the skill. So it's like, hey, can somebody make this for me? Or, hey, can I just go and buy this, just so I could dress up as one of my favorite characters?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That's why it's like, some people don't have the figures, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but they're good at making costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we just like making the costumes for people. But this lawyer is just like, it's illegal to do.
That's stupid.
And I'm just reading this and I'm like, this seems like an American lawyer more than a Japanese lawyer.
Sue all the people.
Sue all the people.
No, but man, that's kind of dumb. But speaking of cosplay, that reminds me of conventions that we went to.
Oh yes, the convention world.
Yeah, lots of cosplay, some good. Some not so good, I mean, like I said, I didn't really cosplay. I just kind of went around, and was like, oh, hey, that's a cool character. Let me take a picture. And the people are just kind of looking at me like, who is this guy? Why does he want a picture with me? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you're in cosplay. That's one thing I never understood is if somebody, for example, if somebody made their own cosplay costume and it was really good, or even if they didn't make it or they bought it and it was just a really good cosplay costume, why do they get so weirded out if somebody's like, hey, that's a really cool costume. Do you mind if I take a picture with you? Most people, they're like, sure, why not? But there's some people that look at you like you're crazy. And I'm like, why? Like, you're the one that wore it. Like, aren't you proud of it?
The cosplay community has really changed over the years. And I really blame that on mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, mainstream, blah, 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 it's all mainstream, it's bad, blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
so hipster.
But, yeah, exactly, I don't want to be that dude. But with cosplay, because it's become that way, you're getting a lot of people in that aren't really costumers. They're just doing it to do it.
Yeah.
So, it's like, with the, like, cosplay models or whatever, that are like, oh, you must pay to take a picture with me.
That's stupid.
Which is the most stupidest thing ever.
I mean,
and one thing I really hate, not really hate, yeah, I guess I hate it, is when these models that aren't cosplay or, like actual geeks, they're just doing it to either be the
attention
booth bunny or, just like you said, to get attention, really puts a damper on a lot of actual cosplayers. Because it used to be where people could just, they put work into it and, it might not be professional or whatever, but they spent time making a costume that looks really good. But now you've got these people who are like buying professional, like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
And they're just so, and not just the women, guys too, they're just so built and everything to actually fill out the costume.
Exactly, and it's like, well, I mean, it looks fantastic on them. What's the point of me even trying?
Exactly.
I'm not going to look like that.
It's like, I feel really bad. It's like, for me, I'm getting kind of chubby. And
I wasn't going to say anything.
It's what happens when you sit on your butt at work all day.
Oh, no.
But, hell yeah, you got an office job, too.
Oh, great.
But it's like a lot of us that are a little overweight or just, not ripped and everything, it feels a little awkward getting into these costumes and walking around with these people
because
that are
you feel like now you have to look like that.
Yeah, now you have to feel you have to look that way.
Yeah.
And that really hurts the costuming community.
Yeah. I
mean, that's one of my big things with cons today is just because it's like, I want people to come in. I want people to be in this industry. I want it to grow. I want it, more fans and everything. But that's the thing. I want more fans. I don't want people just coming in.
And just dressing up.
Just to come in. It's like one of the big things is with dealers. I feel so bad for dealers. Because it's like you're in there for several hours and you're just either just standing there making sure nobody steals anything.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Because nobody's going to buy anymore. Because one, you can buy it online.
This is true.
And the other thing is most dealers don't bring like that. That was the joy of going to a convention was finding things you couldn't find anywhere else. But now dealers are so afraid that they're not going to make money. They're not bringing those things anymore.
Yeah, they bring all the popular stuff.
Yeah, they bring all the popular things that they know people will pick up, which, yes, that's good business. But
another Kirito figure.
Yeah.
Like the last 5 booths had the same figure.
Yeah, it's turning into, all right, which booth is selling this for cheaper?
Yeah. I know. It's like, what
it's
about
like
Klein? Can I
find
find Klein
variety anymore?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, definitely. I mean, you know me, I just kind of started doing the whole con scene a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was enjoyable. I mean, for sure. I went to Los Angeles to Anime Expo. Which, by the way, if you guys live in Los Angeles and go to Anime Expo, that is some of the craziest crap I've ever seen. Literally everywhere I went, everywhere I tried to even step, there was like a person. And I could barely even breathe. It was horrible. I mean, the experience was fun, but the actual lines and just how many people were there was not fun.
That's with
because
all,
I could barely move.
LA cons.
Yeah, I know. But it was fun. It was interesting. I mean, it wasn't too different from, the way cons are here in Florida, but it was cool. There was a lot of cosplay. I think Jessica Negri was there. She was dressed up as like Super Sonico or something like that. And then, what else was it? Obviously, the Bang Zoom booth and just different little booths like that. But it was cool because their artist alley was huge. You know what I mean? Like it was just tables upon tables of just people who drew,
Yep.
And I kind of like that because I ended up finding a Jet Set Radio Future poster. And, if you don't know me, I love Jet Set Radio Future. It's one of those rare gems on Xbox that don't really get talked about. And I found it and I was like, oh my goodness, I never see anything of Jet Set Radio Future. I have to get this,
Well, it's like, I'm actually liking the artist alley more than the actual dealer room. Because it was like, when I was going to conventions all the time, my thing was I was going to buy a wall scroll at every convention I went to.
Yeah.
Which I was doing for a while, and then it got into that point where everyone had the same crap, and I couldn't find, unique wall scrolls anymore.
Exactly.
And now I go into the artist alley, and the artists are doing their own artwork, and they're just...
And they actually make characters that aren't popular.
Exactly. And I really wish cons would support them more. Mm-hmm. Because I have a few friends that have been in the artist alley and, they go to different conventions to sell their stuff. And I hear all their stories of just how bad the convention, not like the people, but the convention staff and the convention itself treats their artist alley people.
Oh, wow.
Almost as if, they're only there to be there. Kind of like they're not actually part of the con itself.
Okay.
And,
I didn't know that.
They raise the prices on them and, they'll give their booth away or they won't even have it ready for them and stuff like that. And it's really sad. It's like, if that was the growing part of the convention, wouldn't you want to, expand it? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of sad. It's like people are going to that to buy more stuff than their actual dealer room, which is probably why they're treating their artist alley like crap.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I'm not really sure, but that's the state of conventions today. It's just they're becoming not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's not even the whole thing of, oh, I'm getting old and all these young people, blah, blah, blah.
Like, no, it's still fun, yeah.
It's the experience isn't there anymore.
Yeah. No,
it was like, you and I, we talked about this a bunch, is the last MegaCon we went to.
Oh, yeah.
Where we actually left the convention early and went back to the hotel.
I remember that. Yeah.
To watch anime on the TV.
I remember that. And it was fun.
And that was more fun of being in the convention. And I'm like, did we really waste all this money driving out here, getting a hotel, getting a convention ticket, to sit in the hotel to watch anime?
No kidding.
And I'm like, is this really the state our conventions are going in?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I will say...
One of the most enjoyable things are, like, panels.
There was, like, none.
And there was none.
None. Actually, like I remember I was looking forward to at least there being like a voice actor panel, which there was. There was the whole reading the story, like reading the script. I think they read Ghostbusters, which was really, really funny. But even still, I was kind of hoping for a couple more panels with the voice actors, like maybe personal panels, like, hey, you know.
Yeah, like a Q&A.
Well, Q&A, or maybe just kind of them telling about themselves and about the business and just different little things like that.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really that at all. And I remember kind of being really disappointed because I remember the year before Vic Mignogna went and I went over to his panel and, you know, he just kind of chit-chatted with the fans, had a good time, you know, talked about things that he's working on, talked about anime, talked about, you know, all this stuff, you know, the stuff he's voiced in, you know, Tamaki Suo and Auron High School and all that stuff, which he did fantastic in. But then this year, I remember looking at the pamphlet and I didn't see a single voice actor panel other than, you know, the Ghostbusters reading. And it really kind of bummed me out because I was like, man, you know, this was one of the whole reasons I came here was, you know, I wanted to chit chat. And, you know, you can talk with them in the autograph line, but, you know, you can only do it for 30 seconds, if that, because
then they shove you on because there's more people, which is understandable.
Exactly.
But,
you know?
Yeah, and that's really, with like, MetroCon is one of the ones that I always go to, just because it's in my hometown. But with that, even there, I notice with a lot of the panels, they're kind of all the same.
Yeah, like Q&As, or are you talking about the other panels other
like
than
the
voice
other
actors?
Panels.
Yeah.
Where,
it's like fans get together and they cosplay and then they're like, hey, you know, why don't you ask us questions and we'll, you know, answer as these characters.
Yeah, it was just like, it was very niche, if that's the right word to use there. But it's like, David on here, our whole thing, we had our panel of the My Mech versus Your Mech, which we've done for almost 7 years now.
Wow. But I went to it and it was actually pretty good.
And it's like for panels like that where we actually have a following, that we have out-of-staters that come to our convention and they come to our panel every year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's because like the way that you guys handled it is you guys weren't trying to act as characters. It wasn't like unprofessional. It was, you guys had your topic. You knew what you wanted to talk about.
Exactly.
You opened the floor to other fans that wanted to talk about stuff too. You know, it wasn't like, oh, you ask a question, I answer. You ask a question. You know, you even gave room for discussion amongst themselves of, hey.
That's the beauty of,
you know, and sometimes
panels.
you guys would just, sometimes you would even just sit back and say, hey, you know, I mean, these two guys are going at it with their debate, so, you know, let me just sit back and watch, you know?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, with a lot of the old panels, it was like that. Mm-hmm. Where, yes, the heads of the panels ran the panel.
Yeah.
They came up with the idea or whatever.
But in the end, they were just part of it. But in the end,
they're just part of it. And it's really the fans who are doing the panel.
Exactly.
The only ones where the heads of the panel are the ones who do all the talking and keep doing it is really like the celebrity ones. You know, the voice actors, and even the actors, you know, the different ones like that, because that's what they're designed for.
Yeah.
And then they have their after they do all their talking and they answer a bunch of questions, then they do the actual Q&A with the panel people. And that's what those are. That's what they're designed for.
Yeah.
But the other panels are really for interacting with other fans. It's like what we always said in our panel is it's a real life forum of where you're basically having comment battles in a forum or like a Reddit or something. You're just doing it in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I was going to say too, like if the listeners, are listening, I mean, if they agree or not, like definitely like let us know too.
Yeah.
Like if they agree with our thinking, is this the way that panels should be?
Are we on something here, or are we just full of crap?
Yeah, exactly. But no, you're right, and it's funny because my friend, he actually runs a panel at MetroCon as well. His name's Scott Lambrett Smith, and he's a voice actor too. But the thing is he's not an anime voice actor. He's just a voice actor in general, which. That's the way it should be classified. It's not, he's an anime voice. He's just a voice actor. She's just a voice actor,
Yeah.
Anyway, he does different panels where he talks about, intro to voice acting, intro to voice acting 2, intermediate. He talks about theater and, the role that it plays and just knowing how to get into your character, different little stuff like that.
See, a panel needs to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not school.
Yeah, well,
and that's the thing. A lot of the panels now are really like as if they were teaching a class.
Yeah.
Where they're not expecting class participation. They're just getting the information out there. And it's like, if you're going to do that,
well, that's the thing. Is
don't do a panel for it. Go make a YouTube video.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing, though, is that, like, he gets other people involved in it, and the fans and stuff, because, I mean, let's be honest here, a lot of people go to that panel because they're, I want to be a voice actor, but sadly, let's be honest, more than half of them go to the panel and then just don't even bother trying,
Oh, yeah.
But, it's still a cool panel to kind of learn, the basics and stuff. And I went to his panel and I thought it was great. He, like I said, he got kind of the audience involved a little bit too. But it was funny. And I always told him this was funny because I remember I was sitting in his panel and he's just, he's talking to us about, just different little things and, how to get into character, just different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think like one of the girls behind me or something like, kind of gave like this eye roll and like this snarky little comment of, what do you know? It's something weird. And I just kind of like wanted to turn around and be like, listen, are you a voice actress? I don't think so. So I don't need your little opinion. Which, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion and stuff, but it was just, it was so funny. Speaking of which though.
Oh no.
Speaking of which, this reminds me of something that happened in, I love how we're talking about like panels and cons on an anime podcast. But I mean, I'm sure most fans go to cons and stuff, so I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah.
But, or at least our experiences. Maybe they share the same experiences. I don't know. But it was funny because, when I did go to Los Angeles to Anime Expo, that year they were doing a showing. Cause you know how sometimes they do showings of anime.
Yeah.
New anime that's coming out. And they did a showing of the show Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet.
Yep.
Which I love the animation for that. It was fantastic. And the voice cast was really good.
Poor Chamber.
I know. Matt Mercer's Chamber, Alan Lee, he was, Leto. I think that's his name. Leto, I think. Something like that.
Leto or, yeah, something like that.
And, I think it was like his first like major anime role.
Yeah.
Which he did good in. But it was funny because I remember I was sitting with my friend Jalen and Ryan, they're voice actors as well.
Yep.
And we were sitting behind and to the right of the actual voice cast that was in the show,
Yep.
Like Natalie Hoover and Alan and a couple others. And this girl next to us kind of made this comment where she's just like, man, I really hope that this English dub is like good because, the anime and like,
Was I sitting in that audience?
No. And it was so funny because the voice cast was sitting right in front of her. And Jalen looks over at me and he's just like, wow, I don't think she knows that the voice cast is actually sitting right in front of her. And I started laughing so hard because honestly, if it had been me, if I had been like in the show and I had heard her, I just would have turned around and been like, yeah, I know, right? Like, you know, like I heard.
That's the thing. I think I'd do the same.
I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, yeah, man, you know, I watched this show in Japanese and like, man, the voice cast better be good, you know? Oh, by the way, my name's Jordan, you know, like, oh, you know, hope you know, let's see how it goes, you know? And then like watch my name just come on the screen and she just.
See, I'd wait until they called me up on stage before I said my name or anything. I'd be like, yeah, man, I really hope this is a lot better.
Dude, oh my god.
And then like the moment they call my name, I get up and like look at her and like get up on stage.
Dude, it was so funny when Jalen told me that because he's just like, man, I don't think she knows that the voice cast is sitting right in front of her. You know, but it was good and it was fun and I thought that the voice cast was really great. I think everyone did good. Alan, Matt, Natalie, all of them did, you know, a swell job. Fantastic.
Yeah, see, they're doing better because they're bringing in new voice actors, and it brings a fresh sound.
Yes, exactly.
Because it was like we always poke fun of Chris Patton.
You poke fun of Chris Patton. I don't.
Poke fun of Chris
if
Patton.
Chris Patton's listening, I do not poke fun of you, Chris.
I'm sorry, Chris. I've been listening to you since you've done background voices. So I remember you actually doing different voices for background voices. No. But it's like, unfortunately, Chris, you sound the same in everything you do.
Oh my goodness.
Right. I recognize you almost immediately. Like, I won't even look at the credits or whatever. The moment a character comes on and starts talking and it's you, I immediately know. Yeah. He's never going to listen to this, but I'm telling you, Chris, come on, man.
Watch him listen.
Although I did love your commentary. I'm Chris Patton and I'm a voice actor.
Wow. Wow. Just pulling out all the stops, aren't you?
Oh, come on.
But
everybody's having fun.
But no, I mean, like it's true. You know, a lot of new faces are coming in. You know, I know Sentai brings in a lot of new people. Funimation's bringing a lot of new people.
Yeah.
My friend, her name's Sarah. She's actually starting to get a lot more roles at Funimation, which I'm really excited for her about. You know, she'll post. You know, because obviously there's NDAs. You can't really talk about the characters that you are until they give you the okay. So when she does post, I'm just like, oh, Sarah, congratulations. You know, that's awesome. But even Bang Zoom, they bring in a lot of new people. You know, our buddy Zach Aguilar, he's the voice of Slain Troyard in Aldnoah Zero.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's his first like major role. And I mean, I still haven't watched it in the English version yet. But I heard a little bit of the what was it? The promo for it, and he sounded great. So you know, so they're definitely bringing in people. But anyway, man, you know, this has been a fun episode of talking about conventions. You know, instead of anime. But like I said, you know, I'm sure.
Well, to get us on anime, there is one thing that's very exciting that I'm very happy for.
What?
It has been confirmed. We're getting more Full Metal Panic.
Full Metal Panic.
I am so happy.
Aren't you talking about Full Metal Alchemist?
Screw FMA. It's FMP, people.
Know, right? Full Metal Panic.
God, I hate those people. No, Full Metal Panic.
Yeah.
Is the great. No, not. It's not the greatest. It's just very good. And hey, our buddy Chris Patton is the main character.
Your buddy Chris Patton.
Sasuke Sakura. But yeah, I was reading. The creator said that the light novels are getting adapted.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't give any more information. So we don't know because the light novels ended, or the manga ended. One of them ended. Something.
So
ended. We have an ending to Full Metal Panic.
Okay, so it's gonna get another animation.
So we know that they're making an adaptation. They're doing another one.
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know if it's going to take place right after second raid or if it's going to jump ahead and get to the ending.
Okay. I mean, just one question though. Is the theme song going to be good?
I don't even remember the original theme song for it.
Shame on you. You're no anime fan.
No, I don't remember theme songs.
I'm kidding.
There's just billions of them.
And they're all great. Not really. But
no, they're not all great.
No, they're not. They really aren't.
There's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, cough, cough.
Except for Paradise Kiss. That had the best ending ever.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, do you want?
No, what was the opening thing that I could not stand? What was that anime? It was Azumanga Daioh. I could not stand the opening to that stupid. The show was funny, but I could not stand the theme to that. Like I wanted to just throw my ears out the window. But anyway,
we're
getting close
really
to time,
running over. Or well, there's probably a lot of editing. Whatever.
We're way over.
We're over. So for those that have stuck with us this long. I apologize.
I'm kidding.
Just joking, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I mean, if you guys have any, comments or questions, if you guys agree with us or disagree with us about the whole convention thing, definitely let us know. We want to know your opinion.
Message us on Facebook. Send us comments.
Yeah, I reactivated my Facebook, by the way. So
cool.
I'll be on there.
And we have a Twitter, so I'm
definitely
not really a Twitter person, but I check it now and then.
Every so often. but also let us know of your experiences too. If you guys have any good or bad experiences at cons,
that should be our next episode of just crazy experiences at cons. Yeah. Because I have a lot of those.
I bet you do.
Hey, man, I went to dinner with Jason David Frank, man.
And David Putin.
Hold
on. No, we
already talked about that one. Really? Of David pooping next to Vic Mignogna.
Oh, my gosh. That was interesting.
But anyway, this has been the one where we talk about anime.
Yes, it has been.
We've been doing it for 10 episodes. Woo! Let's hope we get 10 more.
Yeah. Let's hope we get 10 more listeners.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
All right, man. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll check you on the flippity flip.
All righty, guys. Take it easy.
この日が未来